Hello and welcome back to the Lore Raider. I decided I want to do one more challenge run for the holiday season as my personal thanks to my viewers. This summer I only had about 75 or so subscribers when it all started, and now I have close to 400 subscribers. These challenge runs, this channel, and every video I put out is a labor of love for the Metroid franchise, for the Metroid community, and for you, my loyal viewers. With that, you have my thanks, and now, onto the matter of the run. Today we'll be playing the original Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and we'll be asking the question, can you beat Metroid 2 on Game Boy with only the missiles? Just like the last video, my rules are simple. I can only harm and kill enemies with the missiles. I must open the doors that I've never seen before with the missiles. I am allowed to use other items for purposes of puzzle solving and obstacle clearing, but I cannot use them on enemies. Finally, if I run out of missiles and can't find more without killing, that's a reset. So, with that out of the way, let's jump in. The original Metroid 2 prefers to allow the player to touch down immediately upon planet SR-388 without any major story beat cutscenes. But of course, our mission is simple, to exterminate every last Metroid on the planet. Luckily for us, Samus starts the game with missiles, so the run begins immediately. We make it through the early caves until we reach the first of the many Metroids we will meet on our journey, this one being an Alpha Metroid. These Metroids are vulnerable, relatively slow, and easy to kill with only a few missiles. Honestly, what's more important in this scene are these: instant health and ammo recharge stations. You see, unlike the very generous Super Metroid, Return of Samus is a cruel game, and as such there are very few reliable enemy spawns that give us missiles. Continuing however down to Area 1, we immediately begin to feel the pain of playing this game using literally only missiles. With the lack of an 8-directional aiming, the floaty jumping and evading enemies is a lot harder in this game than you would imagine. Still, despite the fact that we do die and reset many times, I managed to grab the Spider Ball, defeat the last Alpha Metroid in the area, and finally move on. Area 2, on the other hand, oh my god, I may regret my life choices. For those of you who are saying, oh my Lord Raider, however will you defeat the hunk of muscle that is the Giga Chad himself, Arachnus? Well, dear viewer, in this game, Arachnus looks like this, and you don't gain anything worthy of your time from fighting him. So in my opinion, I just decided to up and run and literally ignore him and never look back, and I regret nothing. By now we are encountering the more dangerous Gamma Metroids that do more damage and soak up way more missiles than before. If you ever do this challenge, let me tell you that you will, not you probably will, no, you will run out of missiles and be forced to backtrack unarmed across the entire map to a full recharge station. Imagine the pain poor Samus had to go through, trailing behind this mindless landfish, wishing she could just blast it into a smoldering crater, but can't. Please like the video. 1 like equals 1 dead landfish for Samus. As I said, I finally waddled my way back to the recharge station and made the trek all the way back to Area 2. I grabbed the various suit, and I also grabbed the high jump boots while I'm at it. After doing away with the last slimy Metroid, we leave Area 2 and make our way to Area 3. Area 3 was hell. Why the hell did I do this challenge? Now, I could tell you with a close quarters combat, the tricky terrain, the dangerous Metroids, all of it made my life hell, but why not treat you to a quick montage of my collective failures for your viewing entertainment? Remember, now that I have to grind mobs using missiles, I also have to shoot doors with missiles, open item balls with missiles, and fight Metroids. You guessed it, with missiles. It just whittles down my reserves, and given that Samus' HP is equal to soggy cardboard at the best of times, there will literally be situations where you are entirely defenseless and could die at any time. Now, I would also grab the space jump here while I was in the area, as well as the spacer beam, but later swapped it out for the plasma beam a little later on. I give this area credit at least. I had both a missile and health recharge station in the area, making the hardest area in the game so far much more manageable. Anyway, we defeat the last Metroid in the game, which for some reason is a random Alpha Metroid, but you won't see me complaining. With that, we make our hasty retreat to head for the 4th area of the game, and the last area before the endgame, the tower. God damn, do I hate these annoying ass brainless enemies, I tell ya. Okay, so strangely enough, the tower offers both a difficulty spike, but also a difficulty decline at the same time. Obviously, the most notable threat are the dangerous Zeta Metroids. They love to dive on you, stay on your ass, and they oftentimes are placed in areas that restrict your movement while they zip around unhindered. However, the tower mercifully has much needed energy tanks, missiles, and refill stations for your energy and missile reserves. We scramble around in the dark for a second, like the cook at Denny's when he was held at gunpoint, and it also contains much needed weapons depot, which I use to grab the ice beam again, which we will later discuss in the run. I also grabbed the screw attack during my exploration, but if you're worried about me accidentally killing something with it, let this short clip put your mind at rest. Yeah, enemies are so spaced out in this game, it's pretty easy to avoid them in the tower, and, well, everywhere else in the run. I deal with the last of the Zeta Metroids and refill one last time before heading to the endgame. But if you do this run, do not leave this area without grabbing that refill. Let's talk endgame. You need to grab those refills I told you about, as the next 2 areas, the final caves and the Metroid nests, lack so much as an item pickup. The final caves only have 2 Metroids, an easy Alpha Metroid and an Omega Metroid, which in this game can fly and also is more annoying than the Zetas, arguably. That said, they do have a weak point on their back worth big damage, so it should be targeted at all costs if you can. Leaving the final caves behind, we invade the Metroid nest and exterminate all 3 of the Mega Metroids. However, I do have to reset a few times because some of my fights were just too bad, and I reset for better luck, basically, in the fight. But by the time we slaughter the last Metroid, I barely have any health left. However, now all that is left is the peaceful trek up the underground ponds ahead of the end. Metroid 2 is a really introspective game, and people don't give it enough credit as being the first in the series to invent Metroid's trademark show-don't-tell storytelling. These empty, lifeless caves are like this because the Metroids killed everything that was here. It's showing what happens when a Metroid infestation takes over a planet. I'm not saying this is the best game in the series or anything, but it's definitely not the worst and should be given more credit. Finally, we make it to the final area of the game, and we battle through the infant Metroids that arrive on the scene, but we do lose a considerable amount of life to them. Regardless, we push on to the Queen Metroid herself, and in a heroic battle, we died? A fluke, nothing more. I try again, and once again I have the monsters back to the wall, dead to rights, and we die again. Realizing I need to be here at full health, I reset until I get to the Queen with nearly maxed out HP, and clashing for the final time, her teeth against my arm cannon. We have a victorious and vicious clash, but this time, Samus Aran is the last one standing. However, the realization of the cold-blooded murder Samus has committed reaches into her mind, and so when she finds the last Metroid egg, she cannot bring herself to kill it. So me, and the newborn infant Metroid make our way topside and fly over to the gunship. And as the credits roll, we can safely say that with great difficulty and great effort, you can beat Metroid 2 Return of Samus with only missiles. It was a hard-fought challenge, one that basically requires you to backtrack constantly and almost never attack random enemies needlessly, as you conserve your ammo, and you never go into battles unprepared or you can find yourself dying and losing a huge chunk of progress. I still had a good time, however, so if you want to see effectively the sequel to this, check out my Super Metroid missile-only run. But until then... Actually, Samus, could you close out the video for me?
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.